Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our dear guests here in person and also the ones joining us online. I'm Safa Farahi, Business Development Director for Salveo for Middle East and Africa, and I have the pleasure today to moderate this discussion for you. We have the honor to organize today's conference with our honored partner, Dubai Chamber, because we thought that the companies that we are dealing with every day, they are facing different challenges from economic and strategic point of view. So this is why today we have decided to organize this discussion and to bring an answer to the questions why Dubai is a platform and is a hub for different objectives like innovation, resilience, and global positioning. So in just an instant, our dear guests, they are going to present themselves, and they will share their thoughts and their insights about how Dubai is evolving and why Dubai is a strategic hub to be. Please, Emmanuel.
Hello, everybody. My name is Emmanuel Pitron. I'm the CEO of ADIT. It's a strategic intelligence company. We are based in Paris, but we intervene in more than 150 countries per year. And of course, we have an office in Dubai, and we intervene a lot in the Middle East region.
My name is Hamad Al-Qasim, Director of Europe and Americas at Dubai Chamber International. Thank you all for having me here, and thank you for organizing this. It's always a pleasure to be here. Yes, we'll speak about, so we have, as Europe and Americas, by the end of this year, we'll have 13 offices across Europe, Northern America and South America. Overall, Dubai International Chamber will reach to 40 offices by the end of this year in Asia, Africa. So this also resembles emphasizing on what he said about Dubai being a hub. So other than the ports, the connectivity with the airports, it's also Dubai Chamber is contributing to this effort of becoming a strategic hub. Thank you.
So I'm Harain Boulanoir. I'm the head of Salveo in Dubai. So I've been based in Dubai for now almost nearly a decade now. So I can talk about it.
So this weather is fine with you?
No, I don't think it's very fine. And our job at Salveo is very hand-on. So it's basically to assist European SMEs and mid-sized company in the expansion, for my part, in the Middle East and Africa, and in our other offices as well. So when I say assist companies, is to help them expand, finding the right partner, sourcing the right talent, and opening the right structure eventually.
Great. So let me ask the first question from you, Mohammed. Dubai has established itself as a regional hub for between Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia. We would like to know what are the concrete opportunities that French firms can seize by choosing Dubai as I would say, the platform in the Middle East.
Yes, for Dubai as a strategic hub, I think first is the logistic part that is contributing to that, which is DP World. They are connected to more than 100 ports. They are operating more than 100 ports globally. And the other part is also the connectivity with Emirates. Also from a geopolitical, or let's say geopolitical location, being neutral and being friends with doing business with most of these countries. It's a big opportunity as well. I think also, for example, let's take Africa as an example. UAE is the 5th biggest investor in Africa. And it's not only from the sovereign wealth funds or let's say local or Emirati businesses who are based in UAE, but it's also international businesses who are setting their base in Dubai and starting to invest in Africa. So this is the leverage. This is I think the advantage that we can have. Also from a Dubai Chamber perspective, we helped more than 120 companies last year to expand into Africa, either into investment in greenfield projects or trade and others. So. And I'm not counting in what DP World, how many companies that DP World helped to grow into Africa. And same goes for Asia. And now we are doing a lot of investments from a government perspective when it comes to logistics in Latin America. So they are in Latin America as well. So these 3 corridors for us, so the 3 corridors that we are building, where is the highest growth that we can see globally, is APAC or Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So I think this is the advantage, market access, very international environment. So you have a lot of people from different parts of the world. You have a lot of people who can speak, let's say, Spanish, Portuguese, Indian, Chinese, sitting in Dubai, and Dubai is connected to those places. So it's easy to attract talent that you need to have for your expansion into these regions.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Emmanuel, in your day-to-day business dealing with different French and European companies, different sectors, especially I would say the key sectors, sensible sectors, what do you think that all the advantages that Mohammed mentioned, what do you think that as an advantage that you think that Dubai can offer to your clients and to the firms? And especially I would like that you focus on from risk mitigation point of view, which is the core business of the ADIT Group.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to share with you a personal experience with Dubai. I was in Dubai first time in 2005, 20 years ago. And at that time it was, for many people, a sort of prediction to say that it was the end of Dubai, and we see that it's not the case. So I think that for more than 25 years now, all the advantages that you have mentioned are the core advantages of the region, and Dubai is clearly a strategic hub for many companies. Big ones, of course, many multinational companies have decided to settle there because logistics is a key issue, but not only. I think that what is also important to have in mind is the fact that for companies which are settled there, they are connected to, of course, a very intense market. You have many projects. You have investment funds who want to support also good projects. You have many different sectors. And what is also very important is the attraction for not only the Middle East, but as you have said, for many other regions. Asia, of course, Africa, Europe, among main partners. And I think that this attraction and the fact that it's now a sort of strategic hub for many sectors, even in our consulting activity. Now Dubai is compared to London for our strategic competitive intelligence. So I think it's very important to have that in mind. And for the different sectors that we can see, I think that what is very important is also the future. The fact that there is in the mindset something which is in the future with AI, with technology, with the fact that something is very put into place in order to facilitate the business, in order to fast activities and to make it grow. And I think it's very important for the companies compared to other regions in the world to have this ability. And at the end, what I would like to mention is also the fact that it's the fact that Dubai has strengthened its position as also a hub of stability for many different activities. And I think it's one of the main advantage. If you are, for example, in defense industry, it's very important because in the region you have access to many different markets. If you are in the retail activity, you have big markets in the region. If you are in technology, as I said, you are also able to access to a very strategic project. And if you worked for infrastructure activity, you have very beautiful projects to be implemented. So I think it's the main advantages that we can have. And for the risk mitigation, it's also the fact that you have a sort of balance, a sort of mix, because now it's very difficult for companies to make sometimes choices between, for example, the American regulation and the Chinese regulation. And now you have also places such as Dubai where you can have something which is in the middle, I would say. So I think it's also something very important.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. Huren, it's like more than 8 years that you're in Dubai. You're managing a Middle East subsidiary of Salveo, a consultancy firm in the UAE. I would like you to share with us your experience, and because we talked about different advantages of Dubai platform in Middle East, between Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, and also different advantages like from logistic point of view, from a high-tech point of view. What is your personal experience as a person managing the Middle East subsidiary? And also, I would like to know if you can share with us one of the clients that actually they chose Dubai as a platform to be able to expand the business in the Middle East and Africa and the broader expand.
Yep. First, I concur to everything that's been said before. The logistic, of course, it's incredible, huge airport, huge port that allows to connect Africa and Middle East and even the Indian region, the Indian continent. But I would like to emphasize more on the talent pool, which is a big shift that I've seen like in the last 5 years. So you can hire highly educated talent, also very multicultural. So basically Dubai allows you to think regionally, but then to act locally. Basically you have a team that can, support the whole region and, in terms of languages, of course, but also in terms of, cultural differences that can be apprehended. We have 5 days, 8-day public holidays in the Middle East. If you're in France, it's different to handle this kind of time. And as an example, still on the recruitment side, I have more and more, tech companies based in Dubai, French, European companies that they see a shortage of talent in Western Europe. So basically they hire talent from the Indian continent, can be from Africa, in Dubai, to support the client. Of course in the region, but what I see is now even Eastern Europe, Western Europe, people that are able to work on a Sunday, on a Saturday, because the week is different in the Middle East. So yeah, I believe talent is very important. When I say talent, it's engineer, but also, as we say in French, BTS, like technician that we can find now and train them in Dubai. Cost effective, but that's not the most important. It's really the talent pool that is there. Yeah.
If you have a concrete example that one of the clients that you have accompanied that they wanted to be based in Middle East and they use this Dubai platform to expand the business to Africa or Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Basically what I was just saying before, a big tech company in the video industry, they had an office they're based in France originally. They have an office in Dubai, and now more and more they're recruiting here to serve the client in the region. So it helped them to address those clients efficiently and to hire people. Of course, it's different to manage talent from based in Dubai than in France. But then if you have the right management in place, it can help you to scale up, basically. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So Mohammed, I would like to talk about I would say famous subject, the D33 economic plan that everyone is talking about, but everyone also has so many questions. This D33 economic plan actually has very ambitious objectives to position Dubai as one of the first third cities in the world as economic hubs. So the question that so many of our clients they are asking is that how they can adjust their strategy and how they can align with this plan to maximize the impact and eventually how they can get involved to this plan.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe in a brief, so D33 agenda was launched almost 2 years or 3 years ago. So it's it's a 10-year strategy to double the GDP of the city of Dubai, but also focusing on certain sectors. So technology, of course, manufacturing, education, and logistics, trade, tourism, which is also the base of the economy in Dubai. So there is a list, and you can find it. You know, in Dubai, we are very transparent when it comes to the strategy. So this is the 10-year strategy. You know that the government will keep investing in these sectors. So the government will push for disruption, actually, in these sectors, and they will invest heavily in these sectors. So this is the D33 agenda. But how can companies leverage on that? I think is you need to align your strategy with the let's say the government or Dubai strategy. So you'll see like in every couple of months you'll see announcements of new projects in certain fields. So for example, clean energy. So Dubai is building let's say the biggest solar park in the world. So we have companies who are engaged a lot, like years back, with this project with Dubai Water and Electric Authority. They are part of it. I think now they are reached phase 5. I think it's 10 phases. So these type of initiatives are always announced. This is how you can be let's say part of the strategy, or you know where is the government going toward. For example, when we talk about technology, so the government overall, not only is the Dubai, or not only the city of or the Emirates of Dubai, it's also the federal level. So there's a lot of investments going toward AI. The opportunities are huge over there. So that's why even when it comes to AI, you need to see, okay, this is my let's say my AI product. How can what use cases that I can solve, what challenges that I can solve with my AI product. So this is when you look again at, okay, manufacturing, transportation, trade. So this is what we advise, and usually it's very transparent. It's all over the government websites. We have Dubai Chamber, we have Lydia here. You always can ask us about what's happening in the UAE. How can we do how can we do more business within the UAE? So when we say the corridor is, let's say, the corridors that we are building, this is another thing. So within the D33 agenda, the 3 corridors that we are building is Asia, Africa, and Latam. So this is where you see a lot of, let's say, efforts that the government is doing. There are more ports investment. For example, Danata is a airport operator. They are now looking for opportunities all over Latin America. They are already in Africa, already in Asia, but they are doing a lot in Latin America. DP World is also expanding in Africa. They cover the whole continent. They are expanding more in Asia. They are expanding their ports in Latin America. So this is where you can see that the government is moving toward. This is where you can adjust your strategy, let's say, to work on, let's say, to work with because usually in countries like Africa, you need that type of support. So maybe you know it better than me when you do business in Africa. You need to talk to the government. Sometimes you need to talk to the president to do business there. So this is where Dubai as a government, or even with the embassies, helping us to leverage that. So, signing the CEPA agreements, which we will come to again, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So investment protection agreements, and having the ports, the connectivity with airlines as well, it makes it easier for businessmen to do business in those countries. And we identify opportunities as well. So through our offices in Africa, as Dubai Chamber, in Latin America, in Asia, we identify opportunities and we bring these opportunities back to our business community. So if we are engaging with that, so we have an expansion team in Dubai. If you see like a lot of opportunities comes from all of the offices. So there is a manufacturing company that wants a JV. There is an opportunity of selling this type of equipment through China, through Dubai. So these are the opportunities that we always look for our business community.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. It's very interesting. So because that you are then talking about attracting the foreign direct investment
Yes.
into Dubai. So this is why I would like to ask Huren, because I know that probably that you've been in contact with different firms and they ask you about this D33 plan. So what are the incentives that Dubai, as Mohammed mentioned, that you can communicate to our clients, to the French or European firms, to encourage them to bring their business in Dubai?
Well, what I tell them is not in terms of incentive per se. It's more about everything that's been done by the government in order to fast track projects. So basically, there is certain zone like GIFC for fintech companies, Dubai South for clean tech companies. It's an ecosystem that's being built to provide, for the companies to be able to find first a pilot plant in order to develop the business. But what's important that Mohammed has mentioned it is for the French and the European company to get in line with the Dubai ambitions and strategy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that, I think it's also the strategies that you can see within all other free. So to attract investments, I don't think we have certain type of incentives. I think tax benefits, of course, for family safety and security is one of the key things as well. Connectivity, the infrastructure. So there is a lot of incentives embedded in the city itself. So there are some incentives coming for manufacturing, for example, because there are some industries that we are, let's say, are challenging to bring in Dubai. So the incentives will be around the cost of energy, for example. So it's tailor-made based on each situation. The government is very flexible. They can change laws for companies who are, let's say an AI company that does something totally new, but there is no other country that looks at it. But we'll have the government seriously looking at it. We have a Ministry of AI, so they will take care of that. So in terms of implementing policies and new regulations for a certain type of. So this is also the incentives that we have, especially for the tech companies and others.
Definitely, yeah. I was just. I was not talking about only about the financial incentives, but overall. So all the points that you are mentioning, of course, they are important and they can encourage firms to bring their business there.
In 2024, Dubai attracted 6,700 millionaires. The second in line is US, and it was 3,200. So even more than double the number of in a very small city compared to the US. So. This shows the confidence in the market. So it's a lot of people moving their holding companies, their family offices, also some headquarters, because of these reasons that we mentioned. The flexibility, the clear, the transparency from the government. Also the business community is always engaging, always involved in decision making and changing policy. So there are. Like we have business groups that we have a division in Dubai Chamber. They do white papers, like 52 white papers were sent to the Executive Office of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai, last year about businesses struggling in these channels, and they're taking actions on it. So it's in less than 1 year. Sometimes it takes like a few weeks to take an action on a certain policy that's affecting the business environment, business people. So we are very pro-business. So this is how it works in Dubai.
Very interesting. Thank you, Mohammed. So I would like to, following on what you've said, I would like to switch on probably one of the incentives, which is the SEPA agreements. These international, I would say, agreements that recently with India and Indonesia, what leverage these partnerships they can offer to French and European firms, the ones who would like to re-export, expand, and scale their business in the region, because it's also a very, I would say, strategic subject for different firms, and they have so many questions. So if you can bring some light on it.
Yeah, I think the SEPA agreement. So once we signed with India, I think the trade between UAE and India increased by 20% in a couple of months. So it was a huge increase. So the advantage of these SEPA agreements is, let's say you are selling a product. What you can do is like you add 30% value in the UAE by, let's say, packaging it, or I don't know, just doing the last finishes. That's 30% of it, and you get the made in the UAE, and then you can use the SEPA agreements or the free trade agreements to ship to India, to Vietnam. We have South Korea, Turkey, and others as well. So this is the advantage. We have a lot of companies that using. We have, like, for example, Jabal Ali Free Zone, Javza. What they do is they have, let's say, plug and play warehouses where you can do the packaging there. And it's 30%, and then you immediately use that. And I'm sure my colleagues here have seen that. So this is what, and it's also to promote manufacturing. This is why we are doing these CEPA agreements with many other countries. I think what happened recently with the tariffs in the US and China is again an advantage for us.
Yeah.
So I think it's an advantage because we see a lot of companies are trying to get away from having made in China just to access the American market. So it could be something that we are navigating. We see a lot of traction from Chinese companies recently to establish their presence in Dubai, not only offices, not only holding companies, but also manufacturing facilities.
Emmanuel, you have as your clients the most prominent European and French firms. These CEPA agreements, how they can impact or how they can shape the trade strategies of these big companies, almost, I would say also in French we say CAC 40. So if you can...
I think that first of all for the French and European companies the first issue is to deal with the trade war and the commercial war. And of course the question of tariffs and the way of behaving in their value chain regarding the new tariffs with the US and the impact and the reshaping of the value chain is a real key issue for all the big firms, but not only for the big firms. I think for SMEs it's more or less the same because it's something which is very interlinked. So I think it's the first issue. The second one is for French and European companies, of course, they want not only to see what is able for them to reindustrialize in their own countries, but also to find partners with which it's very easy to export. And I think that the CEPA is something, it's a commercial agreement that goes really beyond traditional commercial and FTAs agreements. And I think that, why? Because it deals with intellectual property, it deals with digital trade, governments, procurement, and labor mobility. So it's very large, and I think it's very easy to use. And as you have said, Mohamed, it's organized in order to be really pro-business. And in fact, it's something which is really smart in order to find the balance between what is necessary to find in order to present for different companies a way to re-export, especially to India. If we see non-oil exports have increased more than 60% from the beginning of 2025, so it's a real impact with areas such as India. And I think that the questions, especially the link between India, Dubai and the UAE and Europe, it's a key issue for European companies because I think that there is also something which is linked not only for commercial trade, but also for geostrategy and geopolitical issues. So I think it's not only a question of having easy solution and pro-business solution. It's also something which is a smart adaptation to the reallocation of business and re-exportation. And I think it's a key issue which is involved in the CEPA agreement, and I think that it's something that companies must take into account, not only between governmental agreements, but for companies it's necessary to take it into account and to see what type of partnerships could be implemented in order to have all the advantages of such an agreement.
So I understand that these CEPA agreements can change in the future, dramatically change the gravity center of the companies and big firms from one region to other one, which can...
I think it's again, the question of balance and the question of arbitrage at the end for companies where they could have the better way of exporting. And I think it's also something which is in line with a sort of regionalization of business. Because of course, it's something which is in the large area of Middle East, but also with India, Indonesia, etc., give really new advantages for regional business. and not only for global business. So I don't think it's a change, and it's a challenge for companies to adapt to that. But I think it's also a way of densifying business inside certain areas, and it's a very good example of what has been implemented.
Interesting, thank you. Mohamed, I would like to talk about like the very alamut question these days about artificial intelligence, about technology and everything. So Dubai is showed that is investing heavily in different tech sectors, artificial intelligence, Web3, digital economy, that I believe it's the most digitalized city probably in the Middle East and also in the broad, I would say, broad expand. So, but what I would like to know is that what are the sectors that you think that they can offer the best opportunity for the French and European firms in these sectors?
Yeah, I think it's also related again to the D33 agenda. So AI applications on, let's say, logistics, financial services, aviation, manufacturing, education. So it's also aligned with the D33 agenda. So AI implications on the areas that the government is looking to, also on the government level. So this is also digitizing the whole, let's say, using AI to let's say, to make it easier for people to do business in Dubai. So this is, I think, one. And the other implications are actually on the industries that Dubai is looking to expand into or to grow in the city. So like manufacturing, education, healthcare, financial services. So this is like, I think, the top four that comes up to my mind. And this is where AI will be really like make a huge difference in Dubai. And you know, the platforms, the infrastructure that we have is also really state of art. So we have Innovation Hub in the IFC and some other also VC funds. We have Dubai, so a corporate fund, which with Dubai Future Foundation Fund. So it's called Dubai Future Foundation District Fund. So they have this fund. So when it comes to the ecosystem overall, Dubai has been building that since I think more than 10 years now. You know, putting all the pillars. You know, the co-working space, the clusters. So you see the fintech companies in the IFC, the others are in, let's say, DMCC and other sectors. And then you see all the VC firms around them. You see also the corporate VCs around them as well. That's why we have one of the biggest startup event in the world, if not the biggest now, with Expand North Star, surpassed Web Summit with the number of attendees, with the number of exhibitors, more than 1,500 startups. Asset under management of the company, of the funds and the VCs who attended that event was more than $1 trillion. So this is also shows connectivity that we have. I have a very good example on, and it's an AI solution that this is how, I think this is the advantage of also being in Dubai. So 1 week ago, I was in Brazil. So I met a company in Brazil. They are doing, they participated in Expand North Star. They met a company from Philippines. They did a joint venture, and now they are doing business in Africa through Dubai. So this is also, this is one of the advantages of being in Dubai. So I'm sure there are more stories, but this is what Dubai is good at. You know, doing, helping companies to expand internationally and partnerships. So you never know, you meet a company from somewhere in Asia or a company somewhere from Latin America, and you are here from France, and you might have some synergies, and they have their market access, you have your market, so you can work together definitely, and this is what happens actually in Dubai.
Perfect, thank you. I can confirm what you're saying because I had also, it's like 1 year that I'm based in Dubai, so I can confirm exactly what you're thinking about, like finding different synergies when we don't actually expect. Yeah. So Huren, I have the next question for you. I want to know, so probably you have accompanied some companies in the domain of tech and technology, also artificial intelligence. What are the challenges or opportunities? The opportunities, Mohamed, mentioned most of them. So what are the challenges that also, of course, that there are some barriers or challenges that the companies have to face?
I believe in the AI business, the biggest challenges for European companies, but especially for French companies, is visibility. So it's being able in the UAE to navigate in the ecosystem with the public stakeholders and to be able to know what the market is expecting instead of coming with your solution thinking everyone is waiting for it. You know, it's like adaptation is very important in the UAE. So in terms of market potential, AI is, in my opinion, mostly logistic in the UAE and smart city a lot.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity as well. For example, in the term of logistic, we helped one French company. They were doing predictive. Thanks to AI, they were able to predict any problem that could occur in the logistic. So we helped them, and in an 18-month span, they started to do business not only in the UAE but in the whole region, because they had the right solution for the right problem at the right moment, basically. So yeah, challenge is visibility, and you're going to think I'm always talking about talent, but that's what's important is being able to attract talent from abroad, because the cost of living is getting more expensive. So sometimes it can be a little difficult to bring people from abroad. So yeah, talent, but that's for everybody in Europe, in North America, and visibility. Yeah.
We always say that the driver of economy is people. So this is how the government for us believes in that the biggest driver of, and this is what UAE did in the beginning so it's actually investing in people. So, and this is why it's different than the other regional, let's say, competitors, because the investment was happening within the people and within the city. So this is the difference.
Definitely. And also, I would add also the openness of the government, different programs. And I believe this is this is a point that when companies they are coming to Dubai, is something that they can seize immediately. Yes. So, Emmanuel, I have the last question for you. I don't know if it's the most difficult question, but I will ask you. So, in today's shifting geopolitical landscape, shaped by U.S. monetary strategies, so companies they are facing with different challenges, sometimes the serious ones from economic and geopolitical point of view, globally and regionally. How Dubai stays resilient, and how Dubai is still, and we believe it will be, attractive for companies?
Well, it's not an easy question, of course, because with the geopolitical turmoil, I must say that we have many crises in the world. Just a figure to have that in mind, we have more than 120 crises at the same time now to be monitored in the world. So it's not at the same level of tension, but 120, it's 4 more than 20 years ago. So it's just to have something with a broader perspective, and not only to be focused on the 12 days war in the Middle East. Because of course, it's a question that should be taken into account. But I would say that for Dubai, in this geopolitical turmoil, there is 3 key words: stability, stability, and stability. Because of course, the key issue for Dubai is to remain, and for the UAE, is to remain a point of attraction and to deal with all the countries in the world, and to remain, I would say, in the middle, and to discuss with all the governments and all the business parts. And of course, the country has close links with the West. It's something which is old, and of course in the defense we know that there is very strong ties. But there is also links with China for business, for technology. There is links with India. We know that many people from Russia came in Dubai. For African interests, it's also somewhere it's easy to implement or to have ties. Mohamed has mentioned some examples. So even in the region, the UAE is a cornerstone, I would say, for the foreign policy in order to discuss with all the GCC countries and to be with very close links with the major economies and the most advanced economies in the region, but also to be very linked with challenging areas such as Iraq, such as Syria, such as new areas where it could be in the next few months, in the next few years, new sources of business. So I think this position is something very important because it's a permanent link permanent link between politics and economics, and the fact that the government, with its foreign policy, prioritize strategic partnerships with many different countries, with always an economic goal. And I think, as I said also, and it's linked also to what Oren said regarding talent pool, there is something linked with soft power. And I think that it should be taken into account. And of course, we have maybe more things to do together between European countries and Dubai and UAE regarding soft power, because we have common interests in order to boost some certain visions. I would say a third vision between two extremes, between what the US could provide, even if there is strong agreements with the US, but also regarding what Asia and especially China could provide. So I think it's what is at stake here in Dubai, and it's also why it's a strategic hub. And just to conclude about this sensitive issue, we know that the security issue is a key one. Qatar and Doha has experienced a few days ago what could be the threat. So, of course, again, beyond the joke about stability, I think it's the main issue, and that's why economy is so important for the city, but also for the country. And it's very important in order to influence the rest of the region, I think.
Definitely. So, thank you, Emmanuel. I don't know if there's any other point that...
just one comment on that. We always say that we are the safe neighborhood in a crazy city. So this is UAE. So I think it's... so if we take the GCC or Middle East as a city, and Dubai or UAE is just the safe neighborhood, I think sometimes chaos creates opportunities as well. DP World showed this. So DP World was the first to go invest in Syria and the port in Syria, which is a very, very important port in the Mediterranean, I think. So it will be like a hub. So in terms of risk management and being there, it gave us a lot of let's say resilience, and we really understand about how to be like how to create a safe haven, let's say, within all of this geopolitical, let's say, surroundings. So still, Iran is one of our biggest trading partners. We still trade with India, with China, with Russia, with the US. So even we have a CEPA agreement with Israel. So this also resembles what's happening there. So I think, as he mentioned, Dubai, what UAE is trying to do is stability. So being stable and stabilizing this area makes it even better for us to, in terms of doing business.
Definitely, and for the UAE and all the countries
Yes.
in our dear Middle East. So thank you very much. So I don't know if now we can have some session of question and answers. If there is any question from our audience or online question.
So I have a question from the chat online. I'm going to read it, but maybe Sarah, you can repeat it
Sure,
for the
yeah.
mics. So it's from Jules Basset. With Dubai being a well-established international hub and Riyadh now rapidly emerging under Saudi Arabia's ambitious transformation plans, how do you see the future balance between these two cities? Should companies prioritize one over the other or consider them as complementary strategic hubs? And
I have a good
what
answer
key
for this.
factors should guide this decision?
You get to answer.
I have a very good answer for this. Yeah.
Maybe, I'm sorry,
Go
maybe you
ahead.
can repeat the question.
I'm not sure if I can just repeat it word by word, but what I
Yeah, but just, yeah.
but what I understood, so like Dubai as a regional hub in the Middle East between Africa and Southeast Asia, and also Riyadh as a competitor nowadays that they will, I mean, trying to be at the same attention, I would say. How do you think that these two can, I would say, what would be the judgment on these two if we would like to choose one, if I might simple as this? And so.
Yeah, if I may, I can take that. So for us, competition is good. You know, you have, let's say, when we talk about football, for example, why Premier League is the best Premier League? Because they have many competitors. So top, let's say 5. When you compare it to La Liga and to the French league, it's like 2 or 3, mainly 2, competing, if not only 1, you know, dominating. So I think competition for us is healthy. It's pushing us. You know, it's been pushing us. So you know, with the competition that comes from Riyadh, you know, at the end of the day, they are our neighbors. We have a lot of blood ties as well. So for us, it's pushing us to be better as well. So even if they are catching up, Dubai is not stopping, or the UAE is not stopping. We are doing a lot of different things. We have a lot of synergies as well. We work together on certain things. DP World is operating there, so they are investors in DP World. So I think the competition is healthy between the two countries. You know, the advantage that we have and the difference that we have in the UAE, between UAE and Saudi, let's compare countries rather than comparing cities. So in UAE, we have, you know, being an Emirates and the States, so we have Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So Dubai focuses on a certain type of industries. So for example, we say Dubai economy is based on 3 T's. So tourism, transportation, and trade. So this is and then you have Abu Dhabi, where we have the sovereign wealth funds. They are investing in long-term investments in like biotechnology, in medical, in pharmaceutical. So we have, you know, we have this balance in the UAE. So that's why we complement each other. Now Sharjah is coming into the picture as well, investing more into, let's say, sustainability, agriculture. So, you know, we have cities also within the Emirates that are doing different things. They are also competing, but doing different things. So I think we have a huge leverage when it comes to this competition. We are, I think the strategies that we have, you know, we've been doing that for many years now. And when we talk about Dubai, maybe I'll just share this story. So, you know, how Dubai started. So if you compare when let's say, when the Europeans find out that there is oil in the UAE or in the region. So Dubai was, let's say compare Dubai to Abu Dhabi, to Doha, to Riyadh. So this is when it comes to Dubai. Dubai was the smallest. They had, like, this is what you have for oil. The others, okay, you have 200, 300 years of oil. Dubai, this is what you have, and that's it. There is nothing. So the easiest way is to take the money and invest. So if, let's say, invest in, let's say, a fixed income or, let's say, asset. So like real estate in Europe or some funds, and you get your 10% return, or bonds or whatever. But Dubai, what Dubai did is, so the courage that Dubai had is like they invested most of the money in the city. So the port, when it was built, it was crazy because it was empty city. When Jebel Ali port, now it's a trademark, it's a flagship port internationally, not within the region. The Emirates Airline. So Emirates Airline can be considered one of the biggest or the best investments in the history of the modern world. Because if you compare the value of the initial investment compared to what it reached now, and which is still owned by the state, it's not IPO'd, it's one of the biggest. It's even like, we met the CEO of Emirates, and he was talking about like something compared to companies like Amazon, like GE at that time. So this is the value that Dubai. So the entrepreneurial mindset that we have in Dubai, I think this is the huge difference that we have. So Dubai betted on, our leadership betted on the country. They invested most of the money, and if you are an economist, the multiplier. It's like a venture. It's like a startup. If you invest in a startup, the multiplier in a few years will be like 10%, 10 times, rather than having just 10% every year. So I think this mindset is cannot be bought, I guess. So the mindset is the difference in Dubai.
It's possible to add something?
Yes.
Just one thing. As a lawyer who have been working in the region for 20 years and living in Dubai for 10 years, if you don't have any public procurement contract, it's only private, it's better to be in Dubai, in the UAE, than in Saudi. But if you have to do some public work and public investment in Saudi, then by law you need to have a regional headquarter also in Saudi.
Yes.
But if your work is private, totally private, of course today still Dubai is the best.
And the lifestyle, I think also, lifestyle. Still, I think Saudi is doing very well. They are competing. They are doing very well. They are the project that they have. It's very ambitious. It's good for the country. The openness that they have for their people. I think this is really interesting. But on the other hand, I think also what we are doing on a federal level, also on the UAE level, is very. I think it's exceptional, and we are looking for more actually. But what we need now is stability. So that makes us even better.
And again, I could also give some feedback regarding what we have with our customers. Of course, this question is always on the table, but I think what is the right answer is different from one sector to one another. I fully agree with what you have said. But also, when you have so many projects in the UAE and in Saudi Arabia, you have to go there and to decide case by case, because you have many opportunities. So it's not really a choice. It's a question of priorities, in fact, because you have so many projects. So what are you able to do to address and to deliver? And then you have the right answer.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Please, yeah.
As we identify clearly Dubai as the new previous Switzerland.
Switzerland 2.0. This is how we call it.
Scaling up every area of business. As a small business in Europe, doing it since 2010, 22 years. I would like to know whether you have got a specific system to identify the small startups or small business who want to develop with you, bring you relevant forces.
I think we have a lot of platforms in Dubai, so a lot of events. So this is where we identify a lot of platforms like Dubai Innovation Hub. We have some incubators as well there, like N5. So I don't have all of them in my mind, but there is a lot of platforms where startups can be part of it. The IFC Accelerator Program, I don't know if it's still running, but there are some accelerator programs happening there. So this is where the platforms that help, let's say, the city identify, let's say, startups or state-of-art startups that are going there. Yes. Thank you.
Any online question? No, nothing. Okay.
Well, there was a second one, but it's already been answered.
Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
now.
So if there is no more question, maybe we can close this session.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, dear speakers and dear guests. So now, please help yourself with some Dubai chocolate. So.
In a constantly changing world, where the balance of power is always shifting, companies and government agencies benefit from numerous opportunities to grow internationally. Bringing your ambitions to life leaves you facing the cultural, economic, and regulatory specificities of these new territories. As your trusted partner, Salveo works with you to face the day-to-day challenges, to give you free rein on your projects, and to fully express your potential beyond borders. A subsidiary of ADIT Group since 2013, Salveo's team works with you in more than 170 countries, regardless of your business sector. Our ambition? To support you at every stage of your development. Salveo helps you build accelerated, secure, and sustainable growth strategies, no matter your sector and target territory. Salveo provides you with efficient local structures and a reliable and competent team. Salveo identifies the best local partners for you to enhance your local development. For 30 years now, Salveo's team has been taking care of the growth of more than 6,000 clients all over the world. Don't wait any longer to explore new horizons. Salveo, we care for your growth.